It's similar to what happened in Iran in 2017, if I got the year right, where that in the internally displaced persons camp Iran had some persons going to fetch water, and a jet came around and circled overhead the camp, and then came back and dropped a bomb. Several persons were killed, and those who were trying to rescue those who were killed, another bomb was dropped again. Is a similar thing. So you're saying because of the fact that a first drone, a missile was fired, and then after that a second one was dropped, two bombs, you feel that means that they knew what they were doing?
Yes, of course they knew now, because these people they were not just moving. In fact, they are there celebrating a Maulud festivity, and we believe that in celebrating a Maulud festivity there must be some signs and symptoms that you will understand that there are gathering old people are doing something there. It's not just a normal gathering; it's an extraordinary gathering whereby there are a lot of things that will show you that these people are not bandits and they are not kidnappers. And it is unfortunate that if you are talking about what happens in Iran, it's quite different because they have changed. At this century, whereby we have a peak level of technology, it is unfortunate that Nigerian army cannot differentiate between bandit and kidnapper. We expected them to see them slugging AK-47 or an armed, at least in their shoulders. So somebody who's not even slugging an arm in his shoulder, who's not carrying a stick, who's not carrying a weapon, it's unfortunately that drone or the person who is managing that drone cannot identify and distinguish between those that are carrying this and those that are not carrying them. And it is a very unfortunate that Nigerian army does not have a sufficient intelligence on ground, because they need to have sufficient intelligence. In fact, there are people supposed to be even somewhere around there to ensure them that we have seen the movement of that bandit in that area. They have never done that. And at least they should supposed to gather a local intelligence, whereby that local intelligence should tell them that some people are celebrating Maulud festivity in that village. It's unfortunately that they don't have such kind of information, or even if they have it, they decided just to neglect it so that at least they will call this incident as accidental. So we are not only calling for investigation, we are calling for compensation, and second, and thirdly, we are calling for those culprits shall be dealt with. And this one cannot be a business as usual. Because if we allow this thing to be happening as usual in northern part of the country, then definitely we don't know our ending in this part of the country. Because bandits will kill us, kidnappers will take us to for ransom, and definitely Nigerian army or Nigerian military also will come and kill us. So how do you expect that the people will cope with such kind of situation in the northern part of the country? Therefore, our groups are demanding for three immediate things. One is compensation. Secondly, an independent body of investigation. And thirdly, the culprit should be dealt with severely, so that at least it will be a detriment to others.
All right, Comrade Charanchi, if you believe that this was a deliberate strike, to kill these people, what was the motive? I mean, what were they trying to achieve? This is the Nigerian military or Nigerian army we're talking about here.
Well, actually, we don't know. We don't know, and this is something that we have been questioning ourselves. What do Nigerian military at least want to achieve? Because why we are saying this is that at the initial stage, nobody even believes that we are responsible for doing that. Nigerian military, Nigerian army are saying different thing, and Nigerian Air Force are saying different thing. It is later on when Nigerian Air Force, Air Force rectified that we have never conducted any operation within the last 24 hours. It was later on that the Chief of Army Staff agreed that, okay, this unmanned drone is from us. Then secondly, they have even tried to clarify or justify their killings by saying that those people, they have bandits or kidnappers or criminals tend to come in between with the civilian, so that they are just trying to push out those bandits in between the civilian. All this nonsense, in fact, because you don't even at this strategic time, you don't even need to be saying all this thing. All you're supposed to say, okay, gentlemen, I'm responsible for this thing, but I'm very, very sorry, it is accidental. It's as a result of operational mismanagement or something of that nature. But for you to try to justify your killings, that means you did it deliberately. You already have your points on ground that you are going to use to clarify your killings, and you have no regret over that killing, and you have no remorse for the civilian casualties you have in that area.
All right.
It is very unfortunate to go to that area and see how that works.
Yeah, but Comrade, will it be fair? Yeah, Comrade Charanchi, will it be fair to say that this was a deliberate strike without giving Nigerians who are listening to you from all over the world a backup to why you think it's deliberate? Yes, you've told us why you think it's deliberate, but what would the motive have been? Because it could be a mistake. Yeah, you could. Is it not possible that the first strike was carried out, and then they came back and did another one, not still, knowing what they were doing?
Okay, well, if I may ask you, if you say that the first strike is accidental, then the second strike is still accidental.
So that's why I'm asking you if it wasn't. I'm not saying it.
Yes,
I'm not saying it is
that's
or
why
it's not. I'm saying
that's why
if,
I'm telling you.
if it
I'm
was
telling you
not
that we
accidental,
cannot.
yeah, comrade.
Yes, we
I'm
cannot
asking if it
really
wasn't
take it as
accidental.
accidental.
What was the motive? If it wasn't accidental, you've not been able to tell us what the motive would have could have been.
In the first or in the 10 years in the last 5 years, Nigerian army had been carrying such kind of operations, and so many bombs were dropped at different places. If I may give you an example, it has been dropped in Zamfara, one village whereby a lot of children and women were killed. There are similar incidents in Nasarawa state whereby women and children were killed. There are similar incidents in Kaduna state whereby women and children were killed. There are similar incidents. Some similar incidents have happened in Yunusari, particularly in Yobe state, and it happens in Minok, Borno state, whereby it is not only civilian casualties. They even killed the armies themselves, the military themselves. Are they not aware that the military are on errand operation there? Are they not aware in Minok? They killed over 20 military people. So this thing has been happening.
If a military airstrike, Comrade Charanchi,
the former general,
yes,
General Mamman was assassinated some few meters away from Nigerian military checkpoint, and up to now nobody was held responsible. Nobody was dealt with. Nobody was even determined as a culprit to that incident. There was nothing had happened after killing General Mamman, and it happens in Maiduguri. So Nigerian military have been into this system. They have been killing civilians from northern part of the country, and no investigation was conducted. And even if that investigation, a so-called committee was constituted, at the end of the day, the committee will never identify the measures or the reason behind the bombing or the killings or whatever it is, and the culprit were never being dealt with. So that's why we are seeing it as deliberate intention, because they have been doing it, and you cannot be repeating the same mistake, same process, same mistake at the same time, and you call it as accidental.
All right.
A mistake is only made at once.
So that's why I'm giving the opportunity to give us, what the motive could be, because if it's deliberate, then it means they're trying to accomplish something, which is what I want to find out from you. You've said that these military strikes, Army or Air Force, whichever it is, at the time, have also affected their own, personnel. You talked about Army soldiers who have been killed by Army or Air Force strikes or military, Army drones, whichever it is, at a time. Will the Air Force or will the Army or will the military kill its own men deliberately?
Well, okay, let me just ask you a question. Will it be possible for the military to conduct an operation without informing the military body? If I know that you are moving towards, let me say, Ikeja, and I'm trying to bomb somewhere around Ikeja, and I'm very sure that you people are around Ikeja, will you think that it is possible that I'm not aware that you people are going to Ikeja? Nigeria's army were an errand to go to clear some suspected Boko Haram people at around Minok. They went there, and unfortunately, they dropped on that bomb. And all those armies in that operations were killed. Do you think that is accidental?